The most dangerous three-letter word in project management is Y-E-S. You see, I learned this lesson the hard way. Early in my career, I thought the best project managers always said yes. I felt like Oprah when she was giving away cars. I was like, you get a yes to scope changes. You get a yes to impossible deadlines. You get a yes to budget changes. Don't judge me. I hope my honest project managers out there can back me up, because I was convinced saying yes was how you earned respect. But instead, it led me into a straight disaster. One afternoon, I found myself standing in front of a senior executive explaining why we missed a critical deadline, a mistake that cost the company over six figures, and nearly, if we're going to just be honest, almost cost me my job. It was painful. Also a wake-up call. I realized elite project managers don't build careers by saying yes blindly. They build credibility by strategically saying no. Today's episode, I'm going to show you how to exactly embrace a strategical refusal that, one, can balance your ability to say no strategically, two, earn you genuine respect, and three, deliver superior project outcomes. Point number one, I have a framework called the Strategic No Framework. What is the Strategic No Framework? Effectively saying no in project management is not about rejection. It's about strategically protecting project integrity and stakeholder relationship. The Strategic No Framework provides a structured, respectful approach that reinforces your authority and effectively helps you understand through 5 clear steps. See, family, this is important. Every time you apply this framework that I'm discussing, the Strategic No Framework, you have the ability to demonstrate your expertise, your integrity, your consistency, and most of all of these are attributes that distinguish exceptional project managers from the rest. So let's break down these actionable tips. I would love for you to experiment in this framework. Number one, let's acknowledge and appreciate. What does that look like? Begin with a genuine thanks. For example, I appreciate you proactively thinking and I understand how you feel this is valuable. What we're doing here, this validates the person's effort before transitioning into the actual project realities. Number two, clarify impact. Use a simple visual or data point. For example, let's say this would add 2 extra weeks to the timeline. Reason why we're doing this, if we say yes, we'll exceed our timeline and compromise our existing commitments. Number 3, offer alternative. Present at least one feasible option, for example, deferring to phase 2 or swapping out a lower priority item. What this does, it shifts the conversation from rejection to resolution, which shows you're willing to collaborate. And the fourth one, get to a decision. Close with a direct question. Okay, given these alternatives, which one would you prefer moving with? What this does is this finalizes the next steps and avoid any ambiguity and or miscommunication. And the last and final one in this 5-step framework, document. You already know how we do. Documentation beats what? Documentation beats conversation. So document and communicate. Immediately record the final agreement in a shared platform. I don't care if it's a project management tool, a team channel, a shared drive. One of my favorites is using a RAID log, risk, action items, issues, and decisions. If I say it over, because this is an important law. So all stakeholders and project team members, we have a very clear reference. Point number 2, leverage the authority building cycle. Every strategic no sets off a powerful cycle. You exhibit expertise by respecting project constraints. You build trust through integrity, and you strengthen your reputation by delivering consistent results. Master the strategic no isn't just a situational tactic, it's a hallmark for standout project managers. Over time, you will find that each well-reasoned no solidifies your leadership brand and elevates your career. Experiment with these actionable tips. Reference constraints confidently. Back up your decisions with expertise to display authority. Next one, maintain ethical standards. Don't promise what you can't deliver. People respect honesty And most of all, transparency. And the last and final one, keep delivering. When you do commit, we're not talking about being interest. You know how I feel about commitment and interest. When you do commit, follow through with excellence and professionalism to reinforce that your no was rooted in achieving better outcomes. Point number 3, use the cost of yes calculator. Ooh, I like that. See, objectively quantify the consequences of accepting additional tasks or scope. Why is this important? Quantitative data makes abstract impacts concrete, and it's easy for stakeholders to accept a refusal. By demonstrating tangible cost of yes, we showcase an analytical rigor, enhancing credibility. Experiment with these actionable tips. Present stakeholders with a clear, data-driven cost analysis whenever they request additions. Here's an example. Adding this feature costs an additional 2 weeks and $20,000. Does this align with our original return of an investment expectation? Point number 4, host a monthly wish list review. Again, wish list review. Collect all out of scope or nice to have ideas in a monthly session. This channels stakeholders' enthusiasm without destabilizing your active roadmap. Why is this important? It prevents from continuous scope creep by providing a formal space for new requests and ensuring they've discussed in context with broader priorities. Experiment with these actionable tips. Keep a shared backlog document so everyone can add, review, and prioritize ideas for future consideration during these sessions. Here's an example. Your team meets on, let's say, the first Friday of each month to vet new feature ideas. Marketing has several suggestions, but in reviewing them collectively, the group sees only one aligns with upcoming campaign goals. The others remain in the backlog, preserving your current schedule. Point number 5, adopt the no but yes mindset. Adopt the no but yes mindset. Shift stakeholders' perception from rejection to collaboration by reframing no as a strategic yes to maintaining project integrity. See, this is important, family, because the reframing positions you actually as a strategic advocate, reinforcing your commitment to excellence, and turns potential negative interactions into actual strategic alignment conversation. Experiment with these actionable tips. Use language that highlights positive impacts. Here's a good example. We're saying yes to quality and on-time delivery, which means we must decline additional requests right now. Point number 6, we call it testing the waters. Basically a pilot. See, offer short, small-scale tests for high-risk or high uncertainty requests. This shows openness to innovation while limiting potential disruption to the main project. Why is this important? It converts an outright refusal into a controlled experiment, giving stakeholders a chance to prove the value of their idea. Experiment with these actionable tips. Propose a 2-week, like a mini project or even a sandbox environment where smaller versions of the request can be trailed with minimal resources. Here's an example. Let's say a product owner wants a complex AI feature. You negotiate to create a small pilot that runs only a portion of the actual AI logic on a subset of users for 2 weeks. If the metrics look promising, you consider full integration in the next phase. Point number 7, empower the team to say no. Instead of centralizing all refusals through the project managers, empower, train, motivate your team to address out of scope asks. This spreads responsibility and prevents bottlenecks. Why is this important? A unified team stands on boundaries, strengthens project discipline, and ensures faster responses to off-track demands. Experiment with these actionable tips. Provide each team member a mini strategic no checklist that they can use whenever a stakeholder suggests something outside the current plan. Here's a good example. There's a great idea. That's a great idea. I'll note it down. However, we're currently in the final testing phase and the scope is already locked per our project schedule. I recommend a formal change request so we can evaluate it for the next actual release. Point number 8, reverse the ask. See, invite requesters to walk through the project constraints themselves. Time, scope, cost, quality, even resources to understand the full implications of adding this new item. Why is this important? This approach often leads stakeholders to self-adjust their requests, making them see firsthand the complexity behind what they're actually asking. Experiment with these actionable tips. Politely say, if you were in my role, how would you handle the budget or schedule to accommodate this request? Here's a good example. Let's say a sales manager insisted on adding a CRM integration mid-project. You respond, from your viewpoint, which existing tasks would you drop or delay to fit this into the actual timeline? See, now the sales manager ends up acknowledging the risk of delaying an already promised core feature, and it decides to wait until the next iteration. Well, family, as you know, if you stayed this long, I truly appreciate it. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. The question isn't about will you say no, but rather will you choose it consciously and strategically. The most respected project managers aren't the ones who make everything happen at any cost. They're the ones who tell the truth about what's possible and then consistently deliver on their promises. So how do you make the no your leadership advantage? Number one, acknowledge and appreciate. Show you value new ideas, even if you can't accept them too. Clarify the actual impact, reveal exactly how the request impacts scope, cost, timelines, and resources. 3, offer alternatives. Turn a flat no into a constructive conversation. And number 4, get a decision. Don't let the discussion hang. Determine the path forward. And number 5, my favorite, documentation beats conversation. Make the outcome transparent so there's no confusion later. I just need you to remember this, family. A thoughtful no can actually enhance trust, maintain alignment, and ensure you and your team can say yes to what truly matters. Embrace it, use it, and watch your project thrive. If you're new, or if you're existing, I go by the name of ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, that simply means Ed. Until next time.